Psychedelics aren't going to change you, unless of course that's what you want. I'm sure you've heard this story before. Jane or John Doe take psychedelics for their first and only time in their life, and afterwards, everything about the way that they live and who they are as a person is changed seemingly permanently. And you hear that story and one of two thoughts goes through your head. You're either thinking to yourself, that definitely didn't happen to me. Or you've never taken psychedelics before, you hear this story and you think to yourself, maybe I should give these things a try. Well, no matter what thought you had, I'm going to tell you right now that that is not most people's experience. Most people take psychedelics, have a good few hours, and then the next day are basically the same person that they were before. Now, that's not to say that you can't take psychedelics and have a profound experience that you take with you moving forward, but you have to choose to take that experience with you. You see, people like Jane and John Doe were probably taking these psychedelics as part of a research study or with medical professionals present. Perhaps they had PTSD or depression, anxiety, whatever, and they were trying out a new experimental treatment for that ailment. Meanwhile, the rest of us are just taking psychedelics in our backyards with maybe a couple friends around, but definitely not a medical professional. Which brings me to the title of this video, Integrating Your Trip. Like I said at the beginning of this video, psychedelics are not going to change you unless you want them to. And the only way for you to have a trip whose effects stick with you for months, if not years to come, is to integrate the experience that you had into your day-to-day life. Perhaps you gained some knowledge during the trip about yourself, your situation, what have you. That knowledge is completely useless if you do not actually put it to work. The people that I described at the beginning of this video who have seen massive changes as the result of just one trip are not seeing those changes because of the drug. They are seeing those changes because of what they have done after taking the drug. It is entirely possible to make grand changes and change your life for the better without taking psychedelics. All the psychedelic does is act as a nucleation point for that change, kicking your ass into gear. That one trip gave you information that you probably already had. All it did was set it in front of you to look at plainly. For as much as psychedelics are touted as these miracle drugs that can offer cures for things that we only really have bandages for, the truth of the matter is that the psychedelics are not the thing that is curing you. You're the thing that's curing you. And as the world moves forward in legalizing psychedelics for both medicinal and recreational usage, it is important to remember that these compounds are not the miracles that they are advertised to be. It's you and I that are the miracles, that are capable of doing such insane things and making such vast amounts of changes to our own circumstances. And the next time you hear a story about someone's life being changed forever by psychedelics, because those stories are going to keep coming out because they make for really good media, remember that it was not the psychedelic that changed their life. It was that person who changed their own life. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. I will see you in the next one. Peace.